Hi everyone, I'm Jimaku Brimstone. Welcome to the review of A Concept from Fire, the debut and only album by the metalcore band A Dozen Furies. Today we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. My story with this band is quite simple. I've stumbled upon their music on YouTube back in 2008, listened throughout the entire record and I was like, this is amazing. I was actually very angry at the time that they've only released one album, one EP and disbanded. The existence of this band is very interesting to me. Basically they came out of nowhere, released an EP which is quite good, then they won Battle for Ozfest MTV reality show, got a record deal, released a banger of an album and they quit a year later and did not say anything else. It's fascinating, the lineup never changed. It was Bucky Garrett on the vocals, Mark and Joy on the guitars, Keith on the bass and Mike on the drums. I wish they would reunite, even to just perform their debut record, throughout the US and Europe. I would love to go see them perform live. Of course, I would prefer for them to write more music, but I would take what I could get. For this 20th anniversary, besides doing a Doom MIDI cover of The Cycle, I've also prepared a remastered version of the album, which also features 3 songs from the 2004 EP that were not recorded for this record. I am not sure why, because they're all bangers. This is going to be released at the same time as this review, so you can go and listen to this album in its best quality, because I always wanted to remaster this thing. Even back in 2010 I did some remastering for The Cycle and Lost in a Fantasy, released the music video with the updated sound of The Cycle on my other channel called Akumik back in 2015 I think. So yeah, this was always in the back of my mind to remaster this thing because it deserved better quality. Moving on, let's review this thing. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no hassle, no clipping, just the way I like it. The only flaw of it is that it didn't have enough clarity. That's where my remaster steps in to bring that clarity back. So if you're going to listen to this album, check out my version, my remaster. It just sounds way better than the original CD, but the original CD already sounded good. It was not tragic, it just didn't have clarity that I always need in music. Message is diverse. The songs are mostly about personal struggles, inner struggles, relationship issues, like the song Nightmare of a Martyr for example. My favorite song here, lyrical wise, is The Cycle. It's basically about fake friendship and taking revenge on that person who stabs you in the back. The Everlasting Grudge has also fantastic lyrics. A Concept from Fire, which is about building yourself up from the ground, becoming a better person. Lost in a Fantasy is also quite relatable, so I do enjoy the lyrics on this album. They're quite interesting. I urge you to go check them out on your own. Structure is between basic and advanced. Usually the songs either go like this: intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. Sometimes they cut out the last chorus, so the song only has 2 choruses, and sometimes they actually build the song completely different. We got an intro, verse, pre-chorus, another section, then completely new section, then the chorus kicks in, then we get the verse and pre-chorus, but they have slight tweaks in the lyrics and the music department, then the chorus, then the bridge, which is from 2 to 3 different segments, and then either there's a chorus or we go into a new segment and then the outro. That's why every song sounds slightly different, because they do change those structures quite a bit. Like for example, A Concept from Fire, the Everlasting Grudge and The Cycle are not going to have the same structure, or Nightmare of a Martyr for example. They have the same bits and pieces, but they are just collected differently. Choruses happen in different spots. Some songs will have 3 choruses, some will have 2, so it's various and that's a good thing. We need more variety in music. Now let's talk about the music genre on this release. It's metalcore, simple as it is, with some bits and pieces of melodic death metal and slight nu metal elements, especially on the song Push Away, which has that vibe, of nu metal. Anyways, I do enjoy the sound of this album. This is not 90s metalcore like Overcast or Earth Crisis. It's something more akin to Killswitch Engage, As I Lay Dying, Shadows Fall, All That Remains, Trivium, something like that, Bullet for My Valentine, but it's more perfected. The formula here works better. I actually think that this band made a better record than As I Lay Dying ever did. Like, As I Lay Dying is something similar to this, but they just can't play that good as A Dozen Furies did. That's just my opinion. That's why I'm listening to this record after so many years and I cannot remember even one album from As I Lay Dying. Now let's talk about the musicianship on this release. Let's start with the drummer. I love his double bass work, his snare sound, how he hits those toms and everything, the grooves, the blast beat sections that are happening here and there. He's very talented. I am not sure why he stopped doing music. Next, let's talk about the bass. It's audible, it mostly follows the guitars, but we have some bits and pieces here and there where the bassist is going off on his own, which is quite nice. It's surprising to hear on a metalcore album because usually bassists are respected in technical death metal and nu metal circles. Next we've got the guitar work by two guitarists, and I must say that their playing is perfect. It's very similar to Iron Maiden in some parts because they're doing those dual guitar show-offs. All of the guitars so slap, just everything. I love the crunchy, heavy guitar tones, the breakdown 001, but my favorite parts are those melodies that are very similar to Melodeath and Iron Maiden. They just sound so beautiful, somber and calming. Yeah, the guitar work slaps. Last but not least, let's talk about the vocals. Wow, I have no words how to describe the vocalist of this band. His screaming, shouting, yelling and growling is top notch. All of that slaps. But what's even more interesting is that the clean singing is actually beautiful. Like, usually I hate singing in metalcore. Like Bullet for My Valentine, no thank you, As I Lay Dying, but here the clean singing just works. Maybe because it slightly reminds me of nu metal bands, like slight Alien and Farm vibes here and there, some Deftones vibes. So yeah, that singing is just so beautiful, it's powerful. I love every single line on this album when it comes to the vocals. So kudos to the vocalist. It makes me really sad that he never sang after this record. I wish I could hear more of him. Like, I feel like it's a wasted potential. This entire band is a wasted potential because they could have done so much more if they had the support and the will to do so. Now let's rate the individual songs. The album opens up with The Gift. It's an intro without vocals. It's okay, I don't care about it. It can play, yeah. You know, I don't like interludes, to be quite honest. 6 out of 10. Awaken Lifeless. The first real song here, I love the intro. The guitar riffs, the bass, the drums, it all slaps. The vocals are fantastic. Singing, screaming, all of that stuff. I love it. I just adore every single second of this song. Awaken Lifeless. You only open up your eyes enough to show you care less. Then you do. You paint a picture of your world without a truth. It's worthless. Something like that. That's the chorus. I just love it. Every single section. I love the blast beat sections, the more calm all of that. It just works perfectly. Fantastic opener, 10 plus out of 10. The Everlasting Grudge is even better. I love the Gothenburg Melodeath melodies here. The only you care less. I love that screaming. It happens in like the pre-chorus, I think, and then the chorus comes in and it's so beautiful, so memorable. To say that my prayers won't be answered if they arise from deep inside of hatred. To say that the guilt is unbearable and I'm dying. I cannot sing first yet, as you can see, but that part is what makes this song. The chorus happens only twice, but whenever it's on, I'm like, wow, this is what metalcore is about. This is what I loved about metalcore, and it's gone nowadays. So it's all here, the Gothenburg melodies, the cool singing, the fantastic screaming, growling, shouting, the changes in the music, how the vocalist does something that only nu metal bands did. Nu metal vocalists always did those 2 to 3 layers of vocals going off in different directions. The easiest band to showcase this is Madwayne on LD50, where Chad would sing and there would be a screaming voice underneath, and also 2 other voices doing other parts of the lyrics on your left and right side. So it would sound like there were more of them, and it sounded perfect. The same thing is happening on this album, where the vocalist is singing the chorus and there are lines of screams underneath, like one voice is also screaming the parts that the main vocals are singing, and there are some screams in the background. And as you're going to re-listen to the album, you're going to remember those parts because they're quite memorable and they will stay with you forever. So I just love how when he sings the good is unbearable, underneath it's like it's out there, like it's always there, and it makes the sound overall more interesting and memorable. That's all. That's all. 11 out of 10. Push Away opens up with a scream. A lot of guitar riffs here sound very nu metalish. You think it would be best if I'm put to rest? We push away. I just love the verses because of the death metalish guitar riff, the tremolo riff, and the drumming, the blast beat, all of that stuff. And the chorus sounds quite like Alien Ant Farm again. Save your breath, close your eyes and wipe that look about your face, something like that. No! I just love the more crazier parts. See where it got you, I see you rolling. So that part is also very nu metalish. This song was on the 2004 EP. This album version is of course better because it has a better production and sound overall. Yeah, it's a great song. Nothing special on this record. This album has way better songs, but this one is also fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about it. 10 out of 10. A Concept from Fire, the title track. I love the beginning. Let's march through the gates and burn alive. And then the pre-chorus happens, and that's more that I need right now. And my thoughts convey deception. In my wall, I'm building the burn, the want, the urge, the concept will last forever. It won't be destroyed. And the chorus hits. We're exposed here, and I will never grow. Never grow. All I've learned, erase the will to know where I belong. So I love how the singing and the screaming is going back and forth, and also as he does the "we're exposed here," it's like singing and screaming at the same time. So that part sounds cool as hell. We're exposed here. I cannot even do it. You have to listen to the song to hear that thing, and it's perfect. And then we get the second verse, which is completely different than the pre-chorus, which is similar to the first one, but it has slightly tweaked lyrics, like "that's more than I need right now, my hopes are bleak," something like that. So yeah, the chorus here, the melodev guitar riffs in the outro, all of that. Your weakness burn. I just love it. This song is a classic, 11 plus out of 10. An idea and some rope. Yet again we have some melodev metalcore guitarist, then the crunchy verses with 001, then the chorus happens. Pride calls out again when I pray for silence, and I wait the worst that comes for me. So long, this is goodbye to everything you ever did to keep me away. So I love how the singing in the chorus yet again has those slight nu metal undertones. It works, it just works. Fantastic song from beginning to the end. Not the best one on the album, but certainly a fun time. 10 out of 10. D-Cycle, this song, to me personally, It's the best metalcore song from 21st century. I cannot find a better metalcore song. It's just fantastic from beginning to the end. The vocals, the music, all of that. It works, it just works. We'll end this all tonight. Wanna turn your back on me when it's my turn to insert the knife. Well, Simon, you coward, you can't bleed enough to close my eyes. Please my eyes. So it's a revenge song about fake friendship. I did a guitar cover of it back in 2017. At the time it was one of the hardest songs I've learned on guitar, and it's quite fun to play. It's demanding, but it's fun as hell. And then the breakdown happens. Welcome, the cycle. It's turning. It patiently waits for revenge out of rage. Transition eludes the eye with the foresight seen for the last of me. Wanted to know how it tears you up inside. The feelings went long ago and lost off. I pray one last time. The ending is what I'm waiting for, 'cause I've tried and lied away. Something like that, that's the chorus. It's one of the most beautiful metalcore choruses of all time, how he transitions between the cleans and the screaming seamlessly. I cannot do it, so I'm sorry for butchering that part, but it's great. And the second verse is completely different from the first one. It's more melodifish, I would say. It's never enough to please, and more those eyes in these eyes never loved you. But you turned your back when I needed a friend. This will end. I'm bringing the house down, and I'm taking my memories with me. Where you fall, your reign will shatter like the wallpaper fall. The ending is what I'm waiting for, 'cause I've tried and loved away. Yeah, those melodies, all of that just works wonders. I love this song with all of my heart. As you can see, I even remember all of the lyrics because I've heard this song for thousands of times. It never gets boring. If you've never listened to this band, you have to check out The Cycle. The Cycle is fantastic. The music video is fun as hell with all of the explosions. It works, it just works. One of the best metalcore songs of all time, 12 out of 10. Into Another Life is a more standard sounding metalcore song, but it's still great. Quality wise, it's similar to Push Away and An Idea and Some Rope. I do enjoy the screaming and growling parts more than the chorus. The chorus is still beautiful, don't get me wrong, but for some reason those verses and the bridge and the outro especially, it just works wonders for me. The those melodies and the screaming. We wake into another time, into another life. Something like that. And the chorus was okay. If all we've ever known turned out to be misery, that's all we've had. Yeah, something like that. It's good, 10 out of 10. Lost in a Fantasy. Another song I did a guitar cover of back in 2017. I love this one. It's like 90% singing, and because the vocalist sings perfectly, that's not a problem for me. I love the main melody. How they do the dual guitar work here, it's perfect. Yeah, and the screams at the beginning. And then we get the verse. Suspended, I'm weightless, probing through my thoughts, I'm unconscious, I swallow the thoughts of one day I will wake to reality. How can I find my own? Lost in a fantasy. When will this life be whole? 'Cause I've tried a million ways to break free. And break free, the entire band screams that. To break free, stay high, sedated, insecurities far away now, wasted. I stand here before and plead way to reinvent me. How can I find my own? Lost in a fantasy. When will this life be whole? 'Cause I've tried a million ways to break free. And then we get the bridge section, which has a breakdown. Prepare for the leap. There will be no more suffering. Push within to find the plan for the And then he sings the same part. Prepare for a leap. There will be no more suffering. And then we get the dual guitar work similar to Iron Maiden, and more screaming and singing yeah. And the screaming is also doing yeah. So I just love that part. And the final chorus, it's played lower on the guitars, and the singing is also slightly off, but it still works. Off in a sense that it's different compared to the previous two choruses. So this song actually has 3 choruses, which is quite nice because the chorus slaps. And after that we get the outro. Take a deep breath. Plunge to the face of the earth for the awakening. Face down on the concrete. Pick up all the shattered pieces of me. Why do I remember the lyrics? It's bad. It's bad. I've heard this record too many times. This song is almost as good as the cycle, like one small millisection weaker, but it's the second best song here, without a doubt. Lost in a Fantasy is 12 out of 10. Nightmare of a Martyr, another song I did a guitar cover back in 2017. I remember I had a problem with my camera and my phone, so I had to do the video like 7 times, and I was so angry because the sound was already recorded, and my fingers were like tired because I was practicing that song for like 5 hours straight. To me it was a nightmare recording the cover of Nightmare of a Martyr, but it did work. I did enjoy it. One of the hardest songs I've played back in 2017. Love this one. The main guitar melody, it has more of a hardcore feeling to it, you know, that main melody. Carrying on as you must feel my life, turn back and walk away. I love the blast beat sections in this song, all of that stuff. The breakdowns are heavy as hell. The lyrics, I feel, are about a woman who betrayed someone. That's how I interpret them. There's some singing parts here as well, but they're not as good as the scream parts, which are get a grip on your life, this will end. So we get some guitar harmonics in this song, something that Gojira is doing currently all the time. Love all of that stuff. This song is heavy as hell. It's probably the heaviest song on the record and also the most darkest sounding. 11 out of 10. 138 has that classic metalcore feeling to it. The intro alone, those melodies, all of that works. Again, song that has no weak parts. My favorite part of obviously is the chorus. Save your way, a rose to abolish over. There's still shine in these eyes. Let them away. Something like that, that's the chorus, I love it. Also, this song has some cool bridge parts, some more mellowed out parts, some acoustic guitars, and then the final part, welcome some passion to suffocate my life, suffocate. And I love how the last word in the song and on the album is pain. It just says pain, and the best breakdown on the album starts. This song is a fantastic ending, 11 out of 10. Then we get the Ill Will, which is like an outro with no vocals, just some voices in the background that you cannot even deduce what they're talking. And it's more acoustic, kinda sounds like something that was rejected from the video game Diablo 2. It has that vibe to it. It's okay, you know, I don't care for it that much. Same as with the intro. They're here. If I would remove the gift and the Ill Will from the album would not suffer at all. So yeah, 6 out of 10. And now let's talk about 3 songs from the 2004 Rip the Stars Down EP, which for some reason were not re-recorded for this album. I am not sure why. Instead of recording the intro and the outro, they could have re-recorded Wind Me Up, and by any means, like, I would be happy. I've also remastered those 3 songs on my remastered version, so you can listen to it in better quality. The EP also had 2 more songs, Lost in a Fantasy and Push Away. I did not remaster those because there weren't any changes between the demo 2004 EP version and the album version. Like, it's the same song, it just recorded once more for the album. So yeah, no lyrical changes or sound changes at all. That was just my decision. Wind Me Up, I love this one with all of my heart. It has more of a melodic nature to it. The chorus alone is so beautiful. Rip the stars down! That's my mode, and let me go. I just love it. Every part here is fun to listen to. How this song was not re-recorded for the debut album, I have no clue. It's better than Push Away, An Idea and Some Rope, and Into Another Life. Easily. Way better. 11 out of 10. By Any Means, I love this song, the intro on I'm feeling, why try anymore? The ice is broken, the page is open now for all the world to see. By any means, we are the ones who want to be on our own, waist deep in it. By any means, we are about the destinations unknown. We're chasing that day. That main melody, it's so nu metalish, I would say, but it's infused with metalcore values. I would say, you know, it has that vibe to it. Love the chorus, the verses, a lot of singing here. This one is a classic, yet again, not sure why it wasn't re-recorded for the album. Way better than Into Another Life or An Idea for Some Rope. Yeah, 10 plus out of 10. And the final song, Falling. Falling is so fun. I love the intro alone because it has those guitar harmonics, very nu metallic sounding. Then the it has some screaming, a lot of it. You're falling, why can't you just let go? That's like the chorus, I would say. It kind of sounds like that. I love this song. Slightly weaker than the previous 2 ones, but still fascinating track. Again, should have been on the record. 10 plus out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is ideal, replayability. Yeah, it's a legendary record. I enjoyed it from beginning to the end. It doesn't have any weak songs, except the intro and outro, which is okay, you know, you can get through it. Those songs are not long. The highlights for me here are the Cycle, Lost in a Fantasy, A Concept from Fire, The Everlasting Grudge, 138, Nightmare of a Martyr, and Awaken, Lifeless, and Push Away. Also the songs from the EP, Wind Me Up, By Any Means, and Falling. Why those were not re-recorded for the album is way beyond me. Maybe because they slightly sound more nu metalish than metalcore-ish. They have more nu metal elements, I would say, so maybe that's the reason. But besides that, it all slaps. It's a perfect stuff. This album, one of my all-time favorite metalcore records for sure, one of the best ones I would say from 21st century, as I stated before. Yeah, you have to listen to this right now, it deserves your love and attention. That's all from me, thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Also shout out to all of my Patreon supporters, without you this video would not exist. If you want, you can join them so I can make more reviews, more Doom mini covers, more all of that stuff, because it takes time and, well, the situation currently in the world and especially in my country, you know, Russia kinda dropping drones on our land currently, so it's not good. I will see you next time for sure. Bye!